What is up, you guys? It is Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Now, this is my 10th time saying this in the videos this past week, but sorry if I sound a little bit weird. I'm sick, yada yada yada. But we got some new Spongebob Squarepants The Cosmic Shake information. We got a new trailer, and I realized since we are very close to this game's launch, and with how they marketed Rehydrated, we're probably going to get trailers probably every single week. So if you guys missed the weekly SpongeBob content, it's coming back. But before we get into the analysis of the trailer we just got, a few quick announcements. Most likely today, Riders DX is going to be posting a video, or at least sometime soon. I really hope I didn't spoil anything, but Riders DX is returning with some information about the Cosmic Relief. And I actually also have my own video that I'm going to be making about the event that will be releasing later this week. So we're going to hear more about the Cosmic Relief charity event. It's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. So if you've missed the 2020 days of all of us spongy creators getting together and raising money for charity, it's coming back. So stay tuned. It's coming very soon. Also, since this video might get some decent views, I gotta mention the merch. Got some new merch that dropped. This shirt's upside down. Got some ZakPak 10th anniversary merch, the 10th anniversary shirt, the Poltergust Ultima backpack. Like, look, like he's even if I open it up here, there's a spot for your laptop. It's really, actually, a decent quality bag. It's pretty freaking cool. All this stuff is up on the ZakPak merch store, so definitely check it out. But this is not why you guys are here. You guys are here for that spongy news we just got. We got a trailer talking about the bosses in the game. Now, it's obviously not every single boss. And it was a really cool trailer, a pretty short trailer, but nevertheless, there's still some things to dissect out of this. Now, I'm actually going to structure this analysis video a little bit differently than I have before. Rather than just going through the trailer and just pointing out little details in the trailer, I'm actually just going to structure it as each boss. So I'm going to talk about a boss, talk about the things I noticed, then move on to the next one. So, without any further ado, you guys, let's get right on into it. So the first boss I want to talk about was the one that started off the trailer, and that is Sandy. Now, this trailer has me scratching my head on a few things because it seems like the characters you're rescuing also have a chance of being the bosses in that level. So for instance, Sandy is the boss in the Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom, and it looks really cool. Her boss fight looks really intricate, where she gets into some sort of hamster wheel and comes at you and attacks you. It looks like she also does some sort of like saucer spin maneuver trick. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like a pretty cool boss fight. She also has all these big brawny dudes with these explosive barrel looking things. I'm assuming that they throw these onto the field and they will damage you. And that's really all I have to say about Sandy's battle. There isn't really too much to gauge off of that one, but it does look like a pretty fun battle. Now let's get into probably the most interesting looking boss battle here, and that is Mr. Krabs' boss battle, or the familiar looking guy's boss battle in Western Jellyfish Fields. Now it is a train heist segment, which I just gotta say, that's freaking awesome. I love the train heist, like old Western train heist stuff. I don't know, I think it's super cool. But we see Mr. Krabs sneaking along the train. We see a button here that I'm assuming once SpongeBob completes a certain objective, he hits the button to go on to the next section, where I'm guessing the familiar looking guy resides, and it looks super cool. And another cool thing about this boss battle is it looks like it also contains some segments where you're riding Mystery the Seahorse and running along the train. It looks like the familiar looking guy is throwing some obstacles your way, and the way to keep going is by having Mystery the Seahorse eat these Krabby Patties. Of course, that's a pretty cool nod to the SpongeBob movie game, where the Krabby Patties were your health. I don't know if that's a thing in any of the SpongeBob episodes where Mystery the Seahorse likes Krabby Patties. I don't know if that's a reference to the show, but it seems like that's how you keep Mystery going. I did see a theory flying around. I don't know if it's the Cosmic Shake Discord server, which I'll leave a link to down in the description down below, or if it was on Twitter, but I think someone said they think that the Krabby Patties will give you a speed boost when you collect them. But from what I saw in the trailer, it didn't look like after you ate the Krabby Patty that Mystery got any kind of boost. So either it's a pretty delayed boost, or it might be a source of fuel, where if you don't have Krabby Patties for a long time, Mystery the Seahorse maybe will run out of energy and you'll lose the battle. If I were to wager a guess on how this boss battle goes, it probably starts off on Mystery the Seahorse. Then, once you catch up to the train, that's when SpongeBob departs Mystery, jumps onto the train, and then works his way towards the familiar looking guy. Now, we didn't really see what happens on the train, so whenever you get into the train, what happens after there is a mystery. Maybe it's an enemy gauntlet, maybe the familiar looking guy has some traps, booby traps set up for you, or an obstacle course you have to complete. It could be anything, but once you complete the room, you hit the button, open the door, and move on to the next one, probably to face off against the familiar looking guy himself. That's all I've got to say on that battle, but honestly, it was a pretty cool looking battle. It's probably my favorite one from the trailer. The next one, which we actually already know a little bit about, is King Gary from the Halloween Rock Bottom level. Now, Gary is the character that I believe you have to rescue in this level anyway, so Gary being the boss fight in Rock Bottom and then Sandy being the boss fight in Downtown kind of makes sense if the characters you're saving are also the characters you're fighting against. So maybe Mr. Krabs is the one you save in Jellyfish Fields? Who knows? But either way, Gary's battle, it seems pretty self-explanatory. Gary's throwing up at you, you have to dodge his attacks. As to how you defeat him, it's not really clear, but it looks like a fun boss fight overall, and there really wasn't much footage to gauge off of in this fight, so we don't really have much to go on. So probably the most intriguing boss fight in this trailer was this one from Prehistoric Kelp Forest. Now that kind of throws my theory of the character you're saving being the boss fight, kind of throws it out the window, but it was an interesting theory while I had it. So this boss fight seems to be against Pearl as you're trying to save Squidward, who has been tied up by the locals as we've seen in a previous trailer. So it seems like Pearl attacks you using her tears, as well as jumping and creating little sand waves that you have to jump over. The boss fight seems relatively simple in nature and kind of reminds me of Prawn's fight from Battle for Bikini Bottom, where there's the main character in the center and they use attacks on you from the center, and you probably have to find a way to attack them when they show their moment of weakness. Now, we don't see that moment of weakness in this trailer, so we don't know how Pearl exactly gets defeated, but I do find it really interesting that Pearl is the main boss in this level, as we don't really see what Pearl's role is in all of this, particularly in this level, so we'll have to probably wait and see on that in a future trailer. So, a boss I wasn't expecting is that old lady fish. I don't know what episodes she's featured in. I do believe she was in Band Geeks as one of the band members. I don't remember, but she is a pretty OG SpongeBob character, so seeing her as a boss fight is actually pretty cool. A character that I didn't expect, and I like when they throw those real curveball surprises, especially when I had that theory going on. I thought Pearl would be the boss here, but it seems like this old lady is some sort of witch who probably has a spell cast on Pearl, because you can see Pearl in the boss fight, so I'm guessing you have to defeat this old lady, and I'll be honest, the boss fight looks pretty cool. So the boss fight itself, we don't really see much of it. There's not really much to say about it. But what we do know is the witch will attack you by throwing her magic balls. Almost like in Wizard of Oz, how like the Wicked Witch of the West has those fireballs that she throws. That's basically what this witch is doing. Maybe you deflect them back at her, kind of like in the Spongebob Squarepants movie game where you could deflect attack once you upgrade your standard attack. Very possible. Maybe there's a time where she swoops down and that's when you have to attack her. I don't know. Anything's possible. This boss fight is still kind of a mystery to us. And of course, this seems like it's going to be the final boss in the Medieval Sulphur Fields level where you save Pearl. So it's all starting to line up and all the bosses are starting to fall into place. So we're starting to learn a little bit more. And it also seems like each level does seem to have a main boss, whereas in Battle for Bikini Bottom, there's only one per area. So the trailer seems pretty straightforward. Everything in this trailer just kind of makes sense. The boss fights, where they are, you know, the fact that it's actually allies that you're fighting is honestly pretty cool. But there are two main questions I do have about this trailer. One is that we have not seen a lick of Pirate Goo Lagoon yet. I wonder why they're keeping that one from us. I wonder if there's an intriguing secret about it. You know, I don't know. It could be really interesting. I would love to see a cool pirate ship battle fight in that level. I don't know, that could be super cool. But also, there is one scene in this trailer that doesn't quite make sense to me, and that is this one where we're seeing the King Gary from the Halloween Rock Bottom level in what seems to be the hub world. So yeah, King Gary seems to have come to the hub world as it's not Halloween, it's not dark. The only semblance of Halloween we have is the pumpkin that we see in the very background. But given that we see elements of kelp forest on the left, and the fact that this looks just like the hub world as we've seen in other screenshots, it leaves more questions than answers. So I wonder if bosses can also interact with the hub world. Because having a hub world that really connects with the levels and they can interact, that would be really, really cool and an interesting mechanic that I think this game could pull off. But what do you guys think? I've actually been recording for 15 minutes almost, and granted it's going to be edited down quite a bit because I had a couple outtakes, but yeah, this is a really interesting trailer. The trailer's less than a minute, but there's a lot of things in it, and I'm really, really, really getting excited for this game. But what about you guys? I want to hear what you all think down in the comments down below, and I really appreciate you guys watching today's video. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all of that down below. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when I upload videos. And check out the merch store! I've got my merch on there for you to check out. It's all super cool, and I love it, and it's amazing, and I hope you guys like it. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'll see you all in the next video.